Hey Long Beach, I'm Brian Chavez of the Historical Society of Long Beach. This month we celebrate Black History Month alongside many other educational institutions across our country. African Americans have bravely fought wars for American freedom, though they themselves were denied it. They have shaped our popular culture, created inventions that change the way we live, and have served at all levels of our government, built successful businesses, formed strong neighborhoods and communities, and actively fought for the equal rights and dignity of all. They are the American story. The following is an interview with Wini Carter, a living example of all that makes Long Beach and America so wonderful.
I'm Winifred Williams Carter. I was born in Somerville, Massachusetts in 1919, and I'm one of 8 children. When I was 4 years old, my father died, and 6 months later, my mother died, so we grew up as orphans. I worked at the Pentagon. I started working at the Pentagon when I was 21 years old. I worked as a clerk typist, and then I became a secretary. After my work at the Pentagon, I went back to upstate New York to work, and I worked for the Secretary of State's office as a secretary. I always worked as a secretary. I used to love to take shorthand. I took shorthand, and at that time I could type 75 to 100 words a minute. In my shorthand, I was doing 100 words a minute, I know. After working at the Pentagon, when Hawaii became a state, I transferred to Hawaii. And in Hawaii, I started working, and my bosses were all on the command staff. And they were command Navy captains and so forth. I took their dictation, transcribed it, gave it back to them in a hurry. And I did good work, and they appreciated that. But in 1960, I got promoted and worked in Korea. I worked in Seoul, Korea for 4 years. And I worked for the command staff over there. I was there for the Tet Offensive, which was very scary, very, very touching, because I was trying to take dictation and the tears would be running down my eyes because it was so hurtful to hear all of the things that were going on during that episode. I came back to Hawaii in 1964 and I got married, and I married a United Airlines employee who was already working in Hawaii. In 1971, we adopted my daughter. She's now 51, but we adopted her in 1971. But we only had her 4 months when my husband died of an accident at United Airlines. So United asked me if I wanted to work for the company. And they told me all the benefits that I could get by working for the company. I resigned from civil service and started working for United in 1971. So in 1971, I came to California, and here I am. When my daughter and I came into California in 1971, we moved into this neighborhood. We were the only Black family that moved in that area. And it caused white flight, really, because people started moving out when they saw a Black family moving in. After my husband passed away in 1991, then that's when I moved to Bixby Knolls. My husband was buried right there at Forest Lawn. And I said that would be an excellent area for me to live in. And I've been there since 1993, and I'm there today. You know, my daughter was about to graduate from college in 1991, I think it was. And she said, well, Mom, you have nothing to do. Why don't you go back to school and get your degree? And I said, oh, gee, I didn't think I could do that. But she encouraged me to do it. They put me on the front page of the Press Telegram when I was graduating, because here I was graduating at age 78, I think it was, when I graduated. And I was on the front page of the Press Telegram as the oldest graduate for that year. And that was another honor. So I've had so many, big moments in my life. I've had some sad moments, but I've had some very interesting moments. And I just feel that, I just wanted to give back, because it seems like we were given so much. Because when we were, as I said, we were orphans, and everything was given to us. And I just felt it was up to me to give back as much as I could. I do say that I've seen a lot of changes for the good. And I've seen women of color accept jobs in their communities that are very important, like Shirley Chisholm and people like that who have just gotten into higher office and done something been of service and let herself be known. And I really think that we have the opportunity, and it's just up to the person to get out there and do something. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody is putting me in that position. I have to want to do it, and I have to be capable of doing it, and I have to get out there and do a good job. And I think that way we're going to accomplish a whole lot more.
Here in Long Beach, the contributions of African Americans to our city and its history cannot be understated. From individuals like Mary Dell Butler, who actively worked to desegregate Long Beach schools and build better recreational facilities for all, to Doris Topsy Elvord, the first African American female to be elected to the Long Beach City Council, to even Winnie, the greatest volunteer in Long Beach. The incredible efforts of Black women and men in shaping Long Beach can be seen and felt throughout our city. Thank you for joining me, Long Beach, and happy Black History Month, everyone.